All right. Good morning. This is an actual pick-a-pile today. We're using the tarot for kids. I think there's some connecting to our inner child that has happened. And our inner child wants to speak to us, actually, is what I'm hearing now. So this is a message from your inner child. That's what I'm hearing. I'm going to open the energy and see what our inner child has to say to us today. Here we go. All right. If you have not picked your pile, you can pause the video and do so. But I'm going to get started with the first group and see what our inner child wants to say to us today. All right, to them, for them, from them. Group number one, what does your inner child want to say to you today? Group number one. There we go. All right, we have some cards. Put them like this, okay? Oh, there's four. Okay, when I said there's four, I heard because this is the foundation. So our inner child wants to talk to us about our new foundation. That's what I'm hearing. Here we go. Okay, leave it like that for now. Okay. Interesting. Everything's upside down. Okay, as I said, everything's upside down. That's how you might be feeling. I feel that's what's coming across. You might feel like, everything's upside down. Like you're not feeling the foundation very strongly. You're not feeling grounded, is what I'm hearing. With this new energy that has just come in, with the completion of the old and the beginning of the new, either just right there in front of us, but not quite there, or maybe we just stuck our toe into the new, and we're not familiar with it. We don't really understand it. We don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty. We're feeling a lot of ungroundedness. We're feeling like everything has been turned upside down. Like, that's what this is saying. So, because they're not saying the cards are in reverse, they're saying it's upside down. They're upside down. So we're feeling like everything is upside down and we don't know what to do next. We know that we've gone through a lot. We know that we have a bright future ahead of us. We believe, we have faith, we know all of that. But we're not really feeling super grounded right now. And we feel like everything has been turned on its head and we've uprooted everything. It's almost like a tower moment in a lot of ways. But because, the old has ended, everything. Oh, yeah. We're like the ashes, everything's been burned to ashes, but we haven't quite risen from the ashes yet, is what I'm hearing. So this says that the star in this book, it says the star in reverse could mean that you're having trouble feeling inspired. Maybe you're bored or feeling meh. If you're sad or depressed, it might be time to talk to someone. So, yeah. So it's like, maybe, you don't know what you want to do next. You're having trouble being inspired. You're just feeling meh, like, and that comes with an ending, right? Before the new beginning comes in. It's just like, okay, well, I did all that. Great. Good for me. Hooray. I got through the dark night of the soul. Now what? Like my last reading. Now what? Right? And you do have faith. I see that you do have faith. You can wish upon a star and make your wishes come true. But what wish? What wish do you want to make? I mean, you've been dealing with so much for so long. You've been figuring things out and dealing with so much for so long. and just trying to get through the muck and trying to get through this dark night of the soul and trying to learn all the lessons and trying to heal everything and trying to call your energy back to you and trying to, figure out who you are and what you're meant to do and what makes you happy and what makes you joyful. And, maybe you're just like, I'm just at a point where I just don't even want to do anything, right? And like this card said, if you are sad or depressed to the point of concern, do make sure you talk to someone. There's no shame in talking to someone when you need that, right? Absolutely no shame. So, but yeah, so that's what I'm seeing here right now. And then now we're looking at the King of Wands. So the King of Wands in reverse in this book says, who inspires you and why? Okay? Who inspires you and why? And so the King of Wands says, it also says in this book in reverse, like, is there someone being foolish around you, or have you been foolish? Or do you feel like you've been foolish in the past? And, maybe that's what you're thinking, I've been foolish in the past, I'm foolish to think that I'm the King of Wands. I'm foolish to think that, I can do all these things or whatever. And so, you're feeling uninspired in many ways, and you're feeling uninspired to be the King of Wands, right? So the question in the book is, who inspires you and why? This could potentially help you get re-inspired if you start to look at the people around you. It doesn't have to be like some great, public figure. Just who inspires you and why. Like maybe, like one of the things I have, my parents inspire me. And why did they inspire me? Well, my dad inspires me because he always took time to listen to people. And this is what I hear after he, it's been 40 years since he's been gone. And people still come up to me when I go into my hometown. They still come up to me and tell me how much they appreciated Dad sitting down and having a conversation with them and really listening to them and making them feel seen and heard. So that inspires me. I want to make people feel seen and heard. Don't always do a good job of it. Maybe I haven't in the past sometimes, but that inspires me. And I do want to make people feel seen and heard. And that's because of my dad. My mom has so much strength. And she is so unconditionally loving. And but she does have strength. And she's, she's gone through her dark night of the soul and she's come out of it, And so she inspires me to be strong in that way, right? To be that divine feminine who's unconditionally loving, but strong, right? It's like the strength card is coming to mind here. So who inspires you and why? That might help you get your inspiration back, okay? Thinking about that. Okay, Ace of Cups in reverse. So when I see the Ace of Cups in reverse, I usually think of that as you're just feeling really drained. You're feeling really burnt out, really drained, and maybe you just need to take a rest, right? In this deck, it says maybe it could mean that you're feeling shy, that you're feeling nervous about sharing your feelings. It could mean that you're keeping your feelings and your thoughts and etc. to yourself because you don't want to get hurt. You're afraid of being rejected. You might be too scared to make a move, right? So that's part of why you're in this meh place where you don't know what to do next, because you're feeling uninspired. You're feeling maybe foolish about some of the things that went on in this dark night of the soul. And so you're doubting yourself and then you're feeling afraid of being rejected for who you truly are, because you know who you truly are now, and this will help you know who you truly want to be, right? Thinking about who inspires you. But you might be afraid, right? So the question with this card is, what makes you feel happy? Right? Focus on what makes you feel happy. And that's what's going to replenish your cup and replenish your confidence and replenish your confidence. your life force energy is what I'm hearing, okay? And then we have the Two of Cups, which is a progression, blah, here. And in reversed, it says, can't we all just get along in this deck? So you might be feeling the weight of the world, right? With this question here, can't we all just get along? This is what this reversal seems to ask. It may be hard to see someone else's point of view at this time, or maybe they can't understand yours. The reversal shows problems with a relationship, or it could be, you're thinking about the world in general too. Instead of harmony, there's a lack of cooperation. Take a break and talk it out later. Okay, so if it's a relationship thing, take a break and talk it out later. If it's a global, thing that's getting to you, take a break from the news, right? And then the question here is, how can you cooperate better with others? So, and that might be part of it, with the cards that have come out. Why you're feeling uninspired is because, after you've gone through this and you know who you truly are, and you now have some very clear definitions of who you truly are and who you want to be, you might be worried that others are going to drain you, and you don't want to work with others, and you don't want to see their point of view, or, put energy into that or whatever. And that's all fine. But think about how you could cooperate with others, because no man is an island, right? No man exists as an island. So just take some time. What these cards tell me is there's no rush, right? Nothing has to go forward. Take some time, okay? Let yourself be in this upside down world for a little bit, and take some time. Ask yourself these questions, and that will help. Okay, so I'm going to read the questions one more time that these cards are asking. All right, I'm going to read them in a row so that we understand what's being asked here. So, when do you feel the most inspired? Who inspires you and why? What makes you feel happy, and how can you cooperate better with others? Okay, those are the questions that your inner child is asking you today. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye-bye for now. Group number 2. What does your inner child want to say to you? Let's find out. Group number 2. What does your inner child have to say to you? Let's find out. To them, for them, from them. Groups 2's message, please come across clearly today. Okay. So we have the 8 of Cups in reverse. We're going to get 4 cards like we did for the first group, because this is your new foundation. This is your new foundation. That is your inner child wants you to create. King of Swords in reverse. And the reverse is okay. Don't worry about that. Okay. This is your new foundation that your inner child is helping you form, helping you create. Too many. Coming out one at a time for you. Okay. This one. Okay, it's in reverse. I hear I'm pretty sure, yeah, they're all going to be in reverse for this reading. And there's a reason for that, so don't worry about it. Oh, there we go. There's 2, though. It's just supposed to be 1, so keep shuffling until the 1 shows itself. Patience is a virtue. You can fast forward through this part. There we go. 7 of Swords in reverse. Okay. So the reason they're in reverse is, you've just come through a portal. You've come through a dark night of the soul. You've come through a huge transformation. You've completed a huge transformation. You've faced a bunch of karmic stuff, or whatever you want to call it. And now everything is upside down, right? It's like you turned your whole world upside down. This transformation that you've gone through, this completion that you've arrived at, it's turned your whole world upside down. And you need to build a new foundation. That's what your inner child wants to talk about today. So we're going to look at each of these cards and think about how to build your new foundation. Okay, so the Eight of Cups, traditionally in tarot, we're going to look at the meanings in these cards for specifically because it's your inner child talking. But the Eight of Cups in traditional tarot says you're moving away from a situation, like whatever. But you've already moved away from that situation. You've completed something. You're done with it. You've walked away from it. So now it's time to stay put for a minute. And that can be difficult. You know, that can be the upside down part of your world. Maybe you're used to walking away, right? And they're asking you to stay put, right? King of Swords represents learning, experiencing, you know, analyzing, thinking. Maybe they're asking you not to do that right now, right? The Tower card, upright, means there's going to be drama and trauma and, you know, endings and, you know, tower moments. And it's saying, maybe not. Maybe you're not going to have those, right? And that might feel weird. And the Seven of Coins, like you're used to having to persevere through struggles financially and material struggles. And there's no more of those. So weird, right? This is a weird space. My world has been turned upside down and I'm not really sure what I'm doing anymore. You know, the old is complete. The new is just beginning and it's very unfamiliar. It seems like a bizarro world, an upside down world, right? So your inner child wants to talk to you because you need to create a new foundation. And so this is what they want to say to you. Okay? So in reversed in this deck, it says, what are you being, what's calling you back? What is it that's calling you back to it? From the old, from the past, because not everything in the past and the old is bad, right? Like in the Six of Swords, we see you moving forward with this bag of things that were valuable. All your valuables from the past you're taking forward with you. So what is calling to you from the old, right? Like, yes, you want to get on with things, with other things, and you want to move forward in life, but what is incomplete and what is it that you must return to and retrieve? Like there's something from your past that isn't over, okay? Because it's not meant to be over and you're not meant to leave it in the past, okay? So the Eight of Cups reversed could also mean that you're moving back to your hometown, or that, you know, someone is coming back into your life. Something is coming back into your life. So what I think what your inner child wants to say is, what do you want to keep from the past? You need to look at that. What do I want to keep from the past? What did I love? What did I enjoy? Who did I love? Who did I enjoy? What do I want to continue to experience because the King of Swords is about experience. What do I want to continue to experience that I enjoyed experiencing in the, you know, in the past? So it's saying you don't have to leave everything behind. There are some things that you're going to want to bring forward with you, either because you're incomplete with them or because you enjoyed them. Okay? So that's what that's saying. Now, the King of Swords in reverse says, it's basically saying guard against negative thinking. You know, don't, so if there's some negative thinking that's still with you from the past, you might want to address that. That may be what you're incomplete with, negative thinking. That's what it's saying here. Any negative thinking that you're holding on to from the past, that you haven't let go of, that you're incomplete with, look at that and try to extract the positive thinking from the past and bring that forward with you, okay? And I know that kind of sounds weird, but it's interesting. It says, when have you allowed your emotions to color your decisions and later wished you hadn't let that happen? So think about that. In the past, how have your negative thoughts and emotions affected you and your experience? And how can you shift that so it doesn't continue to happen and you're not bringing that into your foundation, right? That makes sense with this next card coming, the Tower card. So yeah, because that negative thinking and those negative emotions that you let control you at times, that you let influence you and lead your decision making, led to these Tower moments, right? So this card is here in the reverse to say the worst is over and you got out of this just in time, this whatever this was. Okay, so move on and know that you're free from the drama. Okay, so you're free from the drama. Leave those negative thoughts in the past. Bring the positive thoughts and experiences forward with you. Don't let your negative emotions and thoughts create your experiences as you go forward. Okay, don't let them create, because then you're just going to recreate all the drama and you are finally free from the drama. Okay, so the question here is, what are some ways you deal with uncertainty? Because that's when the negative thoughts creep in, right? When we're uncertain, then that's when the negative thoughts start to creep in and the negative emotions start to creep in. That's when the what ifs, and our imagination is way worse than, reality often. But our imagination is where we create from. That's what our inner child is trying to tell us, right? They know that. The inner child knows that. That's how they used to create everything, right? And so they're saying, be aware of this, okay? Now we're going to the 7 of Coins. So as you move forward and you create a new foundation, be aware of what you're taking with you, what you're leaving behind, and how you're creating, okay? So 7 of Coins, the main message for that is growth takes time. So this reversal can talk about anxiety, this being in reverse. You're having trouble relaxing. Maybe you're impatient about a situation, or you do not see the promised rewards. Instead of letting things unfold, you're ready to tear out your hair. This card is telling you, relax. Don't go into that anxious, negative thinking, okay? You need to relax. And the question is, what are you trying to grow? Focus on what you're trying to grow. Don't focus on all the what ifs, the what could go wrong. I know it's a very uncomfortable space. I think they call this the liminal space that you're in right now. And your inner child is just saying, so this is a very important time in this liminal space. This is where you create. This is where your imagination creates your new foundation and your new world. So, your inner child is trying to guide you in a positive direction, focusing on what you want to grow in this new world instead of what you don't want. Okay? All right. Thank you, inner child, for this guidance and this reminder to stay focused on the positive and relax. Okay? That's the message. All right. I hope it helps. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye. All right, inner child. What do you want to say to group number 3? What we've discovered is that we're going to get 4 cards. They're going to be in reverse. And this is your inner child discussing with you what your new foundation looks like and giving you guidance on how to create a new foundation. Okay? So let's see what your inner child, group number 4's inner child, wants to say about this to them. To them, for them, from them. What does group 4's inner child want to say? Here we go. They want me for you guys to just cut the cards. Not just cut the cards, cut the cards. Because we know the thing now. So yeah, it's in reverse. They want things in reverse. In reverse. In reverse. Wow, some major arcana cards. Okay. Okay. So, it's been very interesting. So I'm going to talk about the traditional meanings of these cards, and then we're going to look at what your inner child specifically is saying with this this book, this deck. So, but if I look at this with traditional tarot meanings, what I'm seeing is, A, with this moon card in reverse, I'm seeing that the uncertainty is coming to an end. It's over. The uncertainty is over for you. Lies, deceitfulness, all of that is over. The mystery, it doesn't have to be a mystery anymore. You can know what's coming. Okay. This judgment card is in reverse. Normally the judgment card is, being called to something. Because it's in reverse, I'm saying you've answered the call. You've already answered the call. Okay. And then the world card in reverse, I'm seeing this as you have opened yourself to the world now. Okay? You have done it. And then the Ace of Wands in reverse is you have stepped onto this new journey, which is going to bring in a whole new transformation for you. But you've already stepped on it. Okay? You're there. You've stepped onto it. Okay? That's what I'm hearing. So now we're going to see what the inner child is like. That's what the traditional tarot meanings tell me when I look at this. But this is the inner child speaking, so there's more that the inner child wants to say to you. So let's find out what that is, what the inner child is trying to say to you with these cards. So yeah, did you ever have a moment where everything was suddenly crystal clear and you knew which way to go? That's the moon reversed. You can see what's up. There's nothing to be afraid of. Okay? So that's what your inner child wants to tell you. You have clarity now. You can see things clearly. There's nothing to be afraid of. You can see what's coming. Okay? So don't, you have complete clarity. You're in a good place. All right? Now let's see what they say with the judgment card being in reverse. Let's find that judgment card. Where is it? Where's the judgment? Oh, here it is. It's funny because this card is saying you know what's up. You can see what's up. And the judgment card says you know what's up. So in this deck. So in reverse, it says sometimes it's hard to trust your own judgment. That's what judgment reversed is all about. Sometimes you can't tell what the right direction is right now. So maybe you need to wait and ask for guidance. This could also mean that you're feeling judged by other people. Maybe you think people are going to think of you as being odd or weird. So it says don't be concerned about what other people think. Be yourself. Do not be afraid of being yourself. So this is saying you have clarity now. You can see what's up. And do not be afraid. This card is saying you know what's up. And we understand it's hard to trust your own judgment sometimes. And sometimes you're afraid of being judged by others and etc. But do not be afraid of being yourself. Just be yourself. Okay? As you move forward. Now let's see what the world card says in reverse. Yeah. This says you're almost there, but not quite. Okay? So there are goals that you haven't completed yet. Okay? So even though you've come through a big transformation and you have this clarity and there's no need to be afraid of anything and you're being called to just be yourself, right? Without judgment from yourself or from others. There are things you have to go out into the world and do now, right? There's still stuff to do, right? So don't worry, you're not done. You might be feeling that way because you went through this huge transformation, completed this huge cycle in your life, and in your lives, in your lifetimes that you've lived. But there's still more to do. Okay, there's still something to look forward to, right? Is what that's saying. And then the Ace of Wands in reverse. So you may want to start doing something new, but you're going to have to be patient, okay? it's telling you to take your time and figure out what your favorite way to express your creativity is. Okay? So have patience as you move into this next phase in your life of creating something new. Take the time you need to become very clear, because you have the ability to be very clear on your favorite way to express your creativity, and then move forward. Okay, so this is saying you have clarity. There's nothing to be afraid of. You can see what's up. This is saying you know what's up. Do not be afraid to be yourself. Do not be afraid of judgment. Do not judge yourself. Do not be afraid of others judging you. Just be yourself. You have more to do in this world. There's a lot more to come, okay? And you'll see it clearly, and you'll know it clearly. But take your time to see and know it clearly, and then create it. Okay? That is the guidance that your inner child has for you as you're in this liminal stage between the old and the new. All right? I hope that helps, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.